Hello students, hope all of you are well at your home. Dear students, in previous lecture we have discussed about the general introduction of tissues and their types. So today I am going to explain about the types of plant tissues, and after this we will discuss about the meristematic tissue in detail. So let's start with the types of plant tissues. Dear student, as we know that plant bodies basically consist of three main parts such as leaves, stems and roots, and these parts are composed of different types of tissues. You can understand the different types of plant tissues from the line diagram as given in front of you. In this line diagram, you can see that plant tissues are of two types, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, and on the basis of their location, meristematic tissue is of three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. If we talk about the permanent tissue, it is of two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue include parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, whereas complex permanent tissue include xylem and phloem. Okay students, now students, let's elaborate meristematic tissue in detail. Dear students, growth of plants occurs only in certain specific growing regions such as tips of stems and tips of roots. Growth takes place in these growing regions due to the presence of a dividing tissue known as meristematic tissue. So students, meristematic tissue is simple living tissue made up of immature cells which are capable of cell division and formation of new cells. These are present in growing regions of plants such as tips of roots and tips of stems. Students, you must know some other important features of meristematic tissue. So the first important feature is that these are made up of cells which have thin primary cellulosic cell wall. Okay, the cells of these tissues are compactly arranged, means they don't have any intercellular spaces. Okay students, if we talk about the cytoplasmic composition of meristematic tissue, then we found that these do not have vacuoles and these have dense cytoplasm and prominent nucleus. Okay, meristematic tissues also have large number of cell organelles which are in active metabolic state. Okay, in meristematic tissue stored food is absent. Okay students, now students, let's understand the classification of meristematic tissue. So students, on the basis of their location, meristematic tissue is of three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Okay, in the diagram you can see that the different meristematic tissues are present in different location of the plant. So you can see that apical meristem is present at the tip of stem, intercalary meristem is present at the base and internode of stem, and lateral meristem is present at the sides of longitudinal axis of the plant. Now students, let's understand the apical, intercalary and lateral meristem in details. So let's start with the apical meristem. So students, apical meristem is a type of meristematic tissue which is present at the growing tips of the stems and the roots. As these tissue show cell division, so leads through elongation of stem and roots and thus involved in the primary growth of the plant. Second type of meristematic tissue is known as intercalary meristem. Students, if we talk about the position of intercalary meristem, it is present at the base of the leaves and internode region, and it leads to the increase in the length of leaves in grass stem, bamboo stem, mint stem, etc. Okay students, now let's understand the lateral meristem. Students, you must remember that lateral meristem is also known as secondary meristem. if we talk about its position, it occurs along the sides of longitudinal axis of the plants and cause growth in girth of stem and root. Okay, students, lateral meristem give rise to vascular tissues such as xylem and phloem, and it is responsible for the secondary growth in dicot plants. So students, this is all about the meristematic tissue of plants. Hope now this topic is clear to you. Thank you.